What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Rip City Rundown podcast. It is another edition of the weekly podcast, and we're following a loss against the Timberwolves. Disappointing, ugly basketball tonight. We also got a win this week against the Pistons, and then we had another ugly loss versus the Warriors. So a 1-2 stretch over 3 games where, honestly, I think if the ball bounces our way a couple times, we are 3-0. So very disappointed. We dropped to, I believe, 19 and 18 right now. So still hovering above 500. Haven't dropped below there, but we got the Pacers coming up in 2 days. But a 1-2 stretch, not a fun week to be able to.
Yeah, not fun. I wanted 2-1 on the week, got 1-2. Disappointing. We all watched that Warriors game together. That ending was brutal. We will get into that. But it was fun seeing Gary Payton come back for that Pistons game, and that was a game you just got to win. It's the worst team in the league at your home court. You got some energy, some adrenaline coming as Gary Payton makes his return, and then you fall to Minnesota on the road. And like you said, an ugly game. I didn't watch any of that game, so you guys are gonna have to give me the breakdown on that last game. But yeah, unfortunate week. But we have a homestand coming up later in January, so hopefully we can, go up in the rankings, get above that red line.
How many fouls did were call? How many fouls were committed tonight?
Each team committed 30 fouls, so 60 fouls. And I was looking, no other game tonight had more than 45.
Yeah,
So
it was crazy because
ears are
the
still
game
ringing from the whistle. It hurts.
the game ended in almost the 110s, but pretty much the 110s, and neither team shot well at all. Tons of fouls, tons of ticky-tack fouls. Nurkic and Eubanks both foul out.
Oh,
So we ran a super small ball lineup to end the game. Simons had 5 fouls, and Anthony Edwards just took advantage of a Blazer squad that felt like every single player was in foul trouble. I have to go back and look and see if they were bad calls or not, or maybe it was just a super physical game and the refs decided to, be super tight with calls tonight. I don't know. It wasn't fun viewing, honestly. Like, even if we had won that game, it wasn't a game that I was like, man, I'm gonna go back and watch that. Just another game in an 82 game season that we lose, and we'll probably just look back on it only for the fact that each team committed 30 fouls, and it was just a weird game. So I'm not going to put too much stock into it. Are you guys concerned about Dame at all? Or Cole, I'll ask you this since you watched the game. He did score 26, I believe, 27 maybe,
27.
but he seems inefficient. He gets downhill. Like, he's still quick and draws fouls. Maybe I'm just overreacting, but I want to hear your opinion on that.
I'm a little indifferent. I mean, 27 points. He took 15 free throws tonight, and he also went 11 from 15 from the free throw line. I think Lamar was mentioning that's his tied for his career high for most free throws missed in the game, with 4. But I feel like as of recent, I'm less concerned about the ability to get downhill because he does draw a lot of fouls, which is good, and his finishing seems to still be solid and
Mhm.
quickness, but the shot isn't falling recently. I mean, 2 for 9 from 3 today. Um, if I just pull up his game log from his last couple, 3 of 6 against the Pistons, but that was also the Pistons. 4 of 15 versus the Warriors, 1 of 10 versus Charlotte, 4 of 11 versus Denver, 2 of 11 versus OKC. Got to go back to Monday, December 19th. If you take away that 28-minute game against the Pistons, OKC was the last time he shot over 50%. So from 3. So the shot has not been falling recently, and that's also coming off of like a stretch where he had that 11-3 game. So
Against the same team.
yeah, again, I'm not worried, but I'm just a little just like, all right, when's the slump gonna end? When are we gonna see the elite shooting from Dame again? Because
Mhm.
even with this slump, he's still shooting 38% from 3, but we know Dame could probably end the season at 40 if he gets
Yeah.
going.
I mean,
So
I want to give credit to Minnesota because they made life difficult. They were super physical. They kind of set the tone early. We looked super sloppy early. And we might as well make a new segment called Broken Record, where every podcast we talk about turnovers because it
yikes.
is every game. And I'm so tired of talking about it. So, I mean,
How many do we have tonight? I'll just go over the stats, even though I didn't watch this specific game. I know you guys did.
how many turnovers
But
do we have?
it's got to be a lot, dude.
we
It was
had,
sloppy.
wait for it, 16. I mean, that's over average, but not like crazy bad. But
It's
Um,
more just like it's live ball turnovers, and that also makes me sound like a broken record because I remember saying that specific phrase, live ball turnovers, at least 20 other times. And it's
yeah.
even we turn the ball over, I feel like so much that even like Lamar and Kevin are on the broadcast saying, well, at least it wasn't a live ball turnover. I don't know. Maybe this
It's
team is
crazy.
just struggles with fundamental passing,
I
like
mean,
there was
I
it
saw
was
that.
ugly, Cody. It was ugly.
um, I saw that Simon struggled tonight from just the media and his. I mean, 6 for 12, 1 for 5 from three, 5 fouls though, but -15. He was a bit worse plus minus tonight, and I read like three comments saying how like, oh my gosh, Simons is so bad at defense. They kept
Yeah.
switching on to him. That was their whole offense.
Yeah, they down the stretch, Anthony Edwards probably scored like it felt like 10 in a row or something, and each time he was just trying to seek out the Simon switch.
But
And
can I
think
jump
I
in?
think that's less about Simons being bad. That's just
Yeah.
Edwards is bigger than Simons. So
Well, and I think at a point you have to. Why are we switching everything?
yeah, you got to fight.
Even in the first quarter, you had Keon Johnson getting backed down by Luka Garza, and it's not like if you're at the end of the clock, the shot clock, and Luka Garza is backing down Keon because they've run a nice, beautiful set and they've gotten a switch, fine. But the Blazers are making it too easy on other teams by just switching everything at the point of attack. You don't even have to set screens anymore. Like Rudy Gobert just has to run towards D'Angelo Russell and then slip, and Dame will go take Rudy. And then it's just like, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah.
The defense has definitely struggled recently. We knew we weren't going to be top 10. We were 10 for the first month. I think we thought that was a little unrealistic, but I don't know what we've been since, say, December 1st, say the past month, but I don't think it's been too great.
Yeah. Also injured a lot this game. I mean, Little, Winslow, and Gary Payton out after playing.
Let's talk about
Grant
that.
too.
What's up with that? Come on, Gary.
Yeah. You didn't see this because he obviously didn't end up on the injury report, but Grant did leave for like 8 minutes in the third too with like a
Oh,
body
wow.
confusion. So
Dang.
he was definitely the best player tonight and one of the only positives I would say. But Gary Payton, yeah, didn't play after having a really just solid debut. I don't know his exact stats, but it was like 7, 4, and 3 or something. But
I'll
the
go do it
energy
as
he
you
brought
talk.
and then the defense he brought as well was obviously much needed against the Pistons. So like let's see him do it against a team not full of young guys. But he did roll his ankle early in that game and then played through it. That's kind of why he went to the bike first thing after he came out the first stint in that game, if you guys remember. But he ends up sitting out this game. I don't think it's anything serious.
Yep. He had 13 minutes,
I don't know.
7 points, 3 for 4, 1 for 1 from three. That was awesome. Seeing him hit that three from the corner. Um, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers though, but a steal. And I mean, those are pretty efficient numbers for only 13 minutes. So I liked what I
Several,
saw so far. We're gonna have to see way more minutes though to
yeah,
actually judge him and
yeah,
analyze him. But yeah,
it is against the Pistons, but he had several key defensive plays. Quick question. This is just like, I don't need a thought out answer. You can just give me a bad answer. Like, I'll probably ask you, Cole, since you watched the game. But if we have Gary Payton available tonight, do we win that game?
Um, yeah, I think we probably do. Just because I think,
Yeah.
well,
I mean, I agree.
I was about to say like he would be in for Simons, but at the same time, you wouldn't have taken Simons out. But at the end of the day,
He's probably in for Sharp.
I think
Worst.
he's in there. He's on Anthony Edwards, and he's not allowing them to switch. He's locked in on that matchup down the stretch because that's
that
one of
makes
his like
sense.
strengths is he can fight through screens and stay in front of you. So yeah, I think
Mhm.
we might win that game.
Yeah. I want to shout out Shaden Sharp tonight. I thought he had a decent showing, contrary to what some people on Twitter were saying. Don't have to get into that, but yeah, Shane Sharp had a solid showing. You know who also who? Let's talk about our other rookie, Jabari Walker. Seems to be getting quality rotation minutes,
Yeah, 20 minutes against the Pistons.
and he's still pretty raw and underdeveloped, but he has a nose for the ball. He gets rebounds, and he even went to the line quite a few times tonight. So I'm impressed with what he's doing in the paint on the interior.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to see more from him. I don't know how the Blazers are going to utilize him in the future. Is he going to be like a small ball five with like
He is a
'Cause he
very
can
solid
shoot.
rebounder.
He's a good rebounder, and he has the tools to be a good shooter down down the line. But I do
Mhm.
want to shout him out from the past 2 games. He's been pretty good. But the Blazers got to stop doing this win one lose one thing we're doing here.
Yeah,
Like,
they do.
I need a run.
Yeah, we do need to run. The run's coming though. I mean, if we don't destroy on our homestand coming new week, we have like 6 easy games at home. Then that's when I'll be like really worried about our team in the future. But yeah, do you guys watch the Pistons game or no?
Yeah, we did.
I mean, that was just a fun game.
That was
135
just
points, dropping it on them.
you- we started out slow. We definitely turned it on.
Yeah,
the
that's
second
true.
half. I'm trying to think from that game the positives. Oh, that was Jeremy Grant's revenge
I have the
game.
stats. Let me pull it
First
up.
game back against. Cody's got stats, guys.
I got
He's
the
always
best
got
stats.
stats.
Jeremy Grant leading
Um,
score, 36 points, 12 for
Yeah,
7, 5 for 8 from 3. Wait, you said Dame didn't shoot over 50%. He did this game. He shot
No,
50.
from 3.
Oh,
Or
okay.
I was saying, I was like, yeah, that Pistons game is the one outlier from the last 6. But he
Oh,
also
okay.
only played what, like 28 minutes or 29
Yeah,
minutes.
yeah. 19 points for Dame, 7 for 14, 3 from 6 from 3, 10 assists for Dame, 5 rebounds. There you go.
I
Great
think he
stat
also had
line.
like 2 blocks and 2 steals or something. I don't know that.
Yeah. 4 steals, 2 blocks from Dame Doll.
Dame is such a tough player to like critique almost because you can always justify for why he's not playing well. Like, sure, in the first half, Dame looked super passive. Like,
We
he didn't
talking
really.
Pistons game.
No, I'm talking about in the T-Wolves game because I honestly the Pistons game for me that game not much to analyze. We smoked them. They suck.
Yeah.
GP2's back. You're at home. That's like a game you never lose. Like
Yeah.
you win that game 99 out of 100 times. Dame's looked pretty passive recently. He turned it up in the second half, but of course, my first reaction is like, you need to be more aggressive. But then we also have said in the past years, Dame carries this team so much that by the time we get to the playoffs, he's burnt.
Yeah.
So it's so hard to critique Dame because I would
like that he's
if
playing
he
passive. I
came
like
out
it.
and said, yeah, I've been trying to feel my way into games more. I've been trying to pick my spots more and be a little more pass to my teammates more. I would totally believe him because like why would I not?
I mean, he's averaging less than the last like 4 years, and it's for
We also
obvious
have-
reasons. And I think,
Hey,
Also got more scoring.
we also have
Yeah,
a forward. We have a forward who can put ball in basket.
yeah, and I'm just saying, like, it's a good thing. We wanted, this is what we wanted. So, yes, we wish it would result in a little bit more W's, but you got to develop the team because playoff time is all that matters. And hopefully, when that comes around, we're in a position where we can make a run, and Dame will obviously be more aggressive and turn it up and do what he needs to do. Because I feel like if this was playoffs, Dame is, playing way harder, probably passing less, I would say. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
this is practice time, honestly, the regular season. Like,
Speaking
I mean,
of
yeah.
speaking of forwards, who can put ball in basket. Jeremy Grant for All-Star. He deserves it.
Vote, people, vote.
Vote for Jeremy Grant for All-Star for multiple reasons. Number one, he's having a career year from 3, probably even just like scoring, like efficiency wise. So you got to reward a guy for a career year. Number 2, we'd make history because it'd be Dame's first All-Star he ever has played with,
Mm-hmm.
which is wild to think about. But go vote for Jeremy Grant. Do you remember the hot takes we were doing at the beginning of the year? And we were like, do the Blazers get 3 All-Stars? Everyone's like, no, there's no chance. And then like 2 All-Stars was kind of hot.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if we were like at a better record, that could actually be something that could happen. But
Yeah.
obviously not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Dame played. Wait, wasn't LaMarcus an all-star with Dame?
I don't think
Maybe
with
one
the
of the
Blazers.
years.
He had to be.
I think one of the years he
Well,
was.
then I don't think
It's like second year, maybe. I want to say. I don't know.
I thought he
I
was
feel
an
like
All-Star with
people
the,
always say that
he was an All-Star
he's
with the
never played.
Spurs for sure.
People always say that.
Yeah, it says he was an all-star from 2012 to 2016. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
I think when people say
obviously
that, it
someone else
means
other than Aldridge, but that was also prior to Dame being Dame. So,
Yeah.
that's
I mean,
true.
usually I hear people say Dame's never played with an All-Star as a co-star. So
Mhm. Speaking of all stars, you know who's probably gonna get one? D Mitch, 71 points.
yeah, that was nuts.
71 points. I feel like it's worth to talk about a little bit. around the league just because that never happens. Like
Yeah.
that is the most points since Kobe Bryant's 81 point game in 2000, whatever that was, six. Like that's crazy.
40
How
is the new 30, man. It's so much easier to score now. I'm not taking anything away from D-Mitch. He absolutely balled. But like I was watching the NBA game tonight. Dame has 27, needed 15 free throw attempts to get there. Shea had 33 on like 18 free throws. Just the way the game's called now, it's so easy to get buckets. It's so easy to like get to the line.
I
he
think
had
it
11
But still,
assists
the score
too.
71 is insane.
11
So
assists, 8 rebounds. Like if he got 2 more rebounds, that's like borderline could have been one of the best regular season games of all time.
I think it was classified as the third best. Let me check though.
Yeah,
can we
71
just talk
points.
about all the insane performances there's been like really recently? Like even Giannis tonight had a quadruple double.
And Tio's that was an ugly game.
Yeah, no, listen to this. 3 of the 10 best games of all time have all come this year. D-Mitch's game, Luka's
Luka.
60, 21, and
Yeah,
10.
that was insane
And
too.
the
Oh
one
my
where Embiid had
gosh.
like 59, 11, 8, and 7 blocks.
Wow.
That's insane. That just shows you how good the league is now.
Mm-hmm.
And
So hard to win a title. Ugh.
yeah. But
Oh, well,
you know who has the best playoff game of all time?
Damian
Yeah.
Lillard.
Against the
And people think he
Nuggets.
shouldn't be top 75 of all time. Yeesh.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come
come
on.
on, people. Come on.
I wanna ask you guys a question. And it's hard to judge, but it's gonna just be broad. But like, what do you think about Chauncey right now? Because I feel like everyone is like turning against him suddenly now that we are a middle of the pack team. But
I think
what
it's
do you think?
you just need to judge a coach off like a long period of time. I mean, even 6 months or what? How long has the league been in play? Three. The season's been in season for like 3 months. Like, you just need, I'd say, a whole season to be able to judge him. And I'm not going to judge him off last year because of what happened, but I think when long increments of games come around and um playoff time comes around, I think that's because I don't want to judge someone so early into a season. Because the reality is, like, we've only played what, 40 games. Like, to judge a whole coach off that is just, I feel like he's getting too much hate. People are up here, then they're down here. It's like find the middle
Yeah.
ground. And the reality is, even if you coach one awfully bad game and your comment section is filled with fire Chauncey, fire Chauncey, fire Chauncey, it's just stupid because coaches only can do so much, and it's just you have to look at it over a long, long, long period of time. We gave Terry 6 years before we decided to do anything. 7 years, I don't know, but
Yeah. In my opinion, I really don't have any thoughts about it. He kind of, for me, has taken a back seat in terms of trying to diagnose the problem with the team. I don't really think about coaching, like you said, Cody. It's obviously important. And you guys have watched I don't know if, have you seen him, Cody? They're like the docu-series that the Blazers are doing. It's called The Trail. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've heard about it. But
It's pretty good because they like show you like practice footage and stuff and assistant coaches talking. And
mhm.
I mean, we have a solid staff, in my opinion. I think Chauncey's a good coach. I honestly think the Blazers are in line with what expectations were. So I don't think you can say he's doing a bad job. He might not be doing a coach of the year type job, but like you can't get mad at a guy for not being coach of the year because you have to be the best coach in the league. So I don't really have an opinion about it. I think he's fine for now. Like you said, I'd like to see more games. Give me the whole season, honestly. Like if we like make the playoffs as a 6 seed, bow in the first round, I'll have my fair questions, but like let's not be unrealistic here. Like
It's
what
too
are
early.
realistic
Coaches,
expectations for this team?
yeah, coaches don't get fired after 1 year, really, unless they like
Especially when you're
do a crime.
Unless you're
Unless you're
Hackett.
oh,
That's a whole nother sport.
let's ride.
But what I just like, it makes no sense to me. And I even fall victim to it. But like when people are like, why is Chauncey playing this guy over this guy? Or why is he giving Jabari Walker minutes here? It's like he spends every day at practice with them. For all we know, Jabari Walker has looked so good in practice. And like at some point, you got to give him a chance to prove it in the game. Stuff like that. So
Yeah, for
unless
sure.
it's clear and like a guy is going off and you take him out because for whatever reason, unless it's completely obvious that a guy should be playing, at the end of the day, I'm going to trust the coaching staff to play who's the right guys to play because they spend every single day with them. And at the end of the day, I got no coaching experience. So I don't know. I agree with you, Cody. Like at the end of the day, sure, a coach can make a bad decision, but like you're never going to praise them when they make the good decision. It's kind of like when there's a survey on the bottom of like a receipt, no one does the survey unless your service was terrible. So
Yeah, that's a
no
good
one's
way
going
to
to
put
bring
it.
up the good about Chauncey. They're just going to bring up the bad because it's easier to say. So Chauncey is just solid for me, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah. I just realized we haven't talked about at all that Warriors game. We were all watching it together. So let's hop into that because that was one of my game of the year in the beginning. Like when we had when our schedule was released.
No Steph. No
we picked
Steph.
we picked 5 games to have game of the year. That was one of mine. Obviously, Steph being out, I would have changed that. But yeah, end of the year. We look great. We're up what 8 with like 7 minutes to go. It's like we got our starters out there. It's like hopefully we can close this thing out. And then what happens? We get locked up, play no
Dante
defense,
by
and the
Dante.
Warriors. Yeah, let's talk about that. Damon crunch time
Let's
misses
talk
two
about
shots or one shot, and then gets picked by I don't know how to pronounce his name. Dante Davancio.
Dante DiVincenzo. That's funny though.
Yeah. No disrespect to you because you locked us up and you deserve me to say your name right, probably. But anyway, unbelievable, disappointing, but just
Honestly,
uncharacteristic from Dame to just
Yeah, those
he
are
choked.
stinky.
He choked.
But can I say something quick?
Say it.
This is why the NBA is crazy. Right now, Detroit's going to beat the Warriors in Golden State.
In Golden State,
If my eyes don't lie, I am Chase Center, San Francisco, California. 117, 112, Detroit. Oh, Draymond Green, double personal foul. Shocker. Okay. Yeah, that was a rough game, especially because we had the lead like late, choked it. I saw a stat tonight on the broadcast. We're like a 500 team, which makes sense because we are anyway, but we're now a 500 team in clutch time situations. And we were like ridiculously good at them at the start of the year. So I was expecting some regression in that regard. I did not think we'd fall off a cliff. Like I honestly thought, what are we? 19 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 19 and 18. That's 37 games so far. I thought we'd be like 21 and 16, 22 and 15, honestly, after that start. Like I thought we'd slowly come down and then like sustain something and then go on a run, but we just fell off a cliff. So the late game situations has been pretty atrocious. I probably count off multiple situations where you have the Warriors, Clippers fourth quarter, Ant and Dame not basically throwing the game away in OKC. Those are the first 3 that come to mind, but that's 3 wins right there. They're 22 and 15.
Yeah.
I always end up trying to find like the good in everything. And
Wait, is Nurk top 10?
let's not do that.
I'm kidding.
In
It's
game,
true.
Nurk didn't play
Dame's
that game,
played-
by the way.
In games Dame has played and finished, we are 16 and 9 now after this loss, which would
True.
at that win
True.
percentage would put us at the 4 seed. So again,
Good stat.
I was always trying to
Good
find
stat.
good, but
That's a great
Good stat. That's true. No, he's
Shows
still
how valuable he is to our team.
like we went 1 and 7.
He's
when
still a
he was out- when
superstar.
he was out.
He's still a superstar.
I
What do
would
you guys think
see us
about
like get a little more distinction on like being really good at home or being over 500 away. Like I don't want to be as crazy as the Warriors where they're 17 and 2 at home and 3 and 16 on the road, but maybe
Yikes.
like Denver, like 14 and 3 at home and 500 on the road. Obviously not to that extent, but I feel like
more
Notice
consistency
Center
would
used to
be
be one of
nice.
the best home court advantages, and it might still be, but
We need the
Yeah.
Kings to lose.
are they playing right now?
Kings are down 2 to the Hawks with 2 minutes left.
If we don't pass the Kings by April, that's just embarrassing. Like, there's
Dude,
no way.
honestly, if we get a playoff spot, I'd love for the Kings to get a playoff spot too. That's one less team that we have to worry about.
But if they beat us, that is just.
Yeah, we've said a lot of
Hey,
things.
hey, clip it. No, I'm just kidding.
Were you guys mad about Anthony chucking 3 shots at the end of that Warriors game? Missed all of them. People were kind of mad
Hey,
about that.
honestly,
You thought he was
because at the end of the
He
day,
is him.
would I rather Josh Hart or Anthony shoot?
Josh Hart? Obviously. Not.
Okay, I was about to say what?
honestly, our late game shooting has been atrocious recently, which sucks, but that's just the way it goes.
Need to run more sets down the stretch. But most teams just like turn to ISO ball down the stretch because you give it to your best player and you tell them to make a play. But when you have three options like we do, it's hard to know like who the ball should go to, especially in a game like the Warriors where there wasn't necessarily someone that was out there like dominating and they were clearly hot. So maybe instead of like just dribble kick, like maybe try to do something. But I don't know. That's picking.
Like, why can't we maybe what I'd like to see is just Dame Grant pick and roll and just have Simons be a spot up shooter and have
the Kings took the lead.
Bullocks.
No,
Is our first quarters we mentioned earlier how they seemed like atrocious? Like,
Well, it was
I
tonight.
still feel bad. Like, yeah, tonight the Pistons we were down early. We let Klay Thompson destroy us in the first quarter. I mean,
oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that.
like Klay Thompson in that first quarter. I don't know he shot, but we were down at least like 13 or like early. It was probably like what 17-5 or 17-3 at one point, something like that. Just frustrating.
What if I told you the Kings have 4 of their starters have 20 or more points?
The Kings are just
They're weird, dude. They're good though. They have a good starting lineup. Keegan Murray on a rookie deal.
They're
De'Aaron Fox playing like an
definitely a
all-star.
solid team. They kind of remind me of like the old Blazer team with like I think
I mean,
Dame
Sabonis.
is better than Sabonis and Fox, but kind
Yeah,
of just like that guard forward duo and have just solid pieces around them.
Sabonis is making that Halliburton trade look
Better.
bad, but not terrible.
It's just the Kings, man. Like at some points, like they're gonna Kings it, right? You gotta think.
they're gonna throw it away.
Hangs.
No
Yeah,
playoff
Kings.
experience.
Warriors are down 1. Kings are up 3. Okay,
No,
I don't wanna
maybe
score watch
should
them.
we root for the Kings? Kings, maybe they get a little 3 seed, we get a little 6 seed, a little free buy in the first round.
Dude,
action.
imagine. Dude, no, Cody, imagine this. You sweat your balls off to get to the playoffs. You're like, game
Oh,
1.
yeah.
We're going to Sacramento to game for game 1.
And then we lose by 20. Like,
No, it's just like I don't associate Sacramento with playoff basketball.
yeah.
Obviously, but
I don't wait. I have never seen. The only time I could have seen Sacramento play in my lifetime in the playoffs was like in my crib, because they haven't been there since 2004.
Jeez, that
So-
was crazy. I don't even think I've heard the
Hey.
word Sacramento and playoffs in the same sentence together, to be honest.
Warriors
Well,
down
no, I have.
1.
Sacramento has been eliminated from the playoffs.
Warriors
Well, they
down
never
1.
make the playoffs. Oh, eliminated from it. Yeah.
Eliminated from playoff contention.
What was that, West?
The Warriors down 1, 23 seconds left. They get the ball. Jordan Poole turns it over, 6 seconds left. What a bot.
Classic.
Jordan Poole
Alright, we're
almost gave
hating
us
too
that
much.
win.
Dude, the Kings just
Ooh.
Let's do a quick look at the next week before we wrap up, because
this is a dude. These games are good down the stretch. Wait, so we want Pistons, Heat, and Hawks to win. If
I don't
those 3
think we care
win,
about the Lakers.
oh,
I mean, I guess we could.
day to
But
day.
we play Pacers on Friday, Raptors on Sunday, and Magic on Tuesday. Hey, what you wonder what I'm about to say?
Wait.
You know.
I'll be happy with 1 and 2, dude.
Say him again.
We're gonna
You would
beat
be
the
happy
Magic.
with 1 and 2.
Okay, I'm happy. I think we go 2 and 1.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would be disappointed in 1
And
and
I don't know, dude. The Pacers are sneaky.
No, they're more than sneaky now. I mean, what's their record at this point? They are 21 and 18. So like
What just
they're
confuses
solid.
me about our like record, like we're basically 500, we're 1 game over. Every game I look at, I'm like, we should win this game. We have over 50% chance to win this game. I say that for every game. And why are we 500? I don't know why. Anyway,
Look,
I'll do it again.
I don't want to touch 500 at one point this season. So that means it's a must win versus the Pacers.
Draymond
Okay.
Green got ejected.
Classic. So, okay, at Indiana, I'm gonna say L. Okay, I'm gonna say L.
No, we don't want to touch 500.
At Toronto, W. At or
No,
versus Orlando at home. That's all a W. So we should go 2-1 this week.
I think
Hey,
we lose to the
you know what we
Raptors.
should do? You know
But
what
I
we
want
should
to
do?
go 3-0. We should just go on a run and go 3-0. Like, can we have that
should-
happen?
We should on each podcast, we should predict the games for the week and keep track of our records.
We should.
Yeah, let's start doing that. I'm gonna go ahead and make a note and tab.
Mine's 2-1. That's my projection.
But you got to get games right too. You get points for record and points for the right game, I guess. I don't know.
You just give me your exact prediction for each game.
Okay, I think we beat Indiana. I think we beat Toronto. And I think we beat Orlando.
I want to agree. Should I agree? Ooh, I'm on the fence. We're definitely winning
Dude,
Toronto
I'm
and
gonna start
Orlando.
like, what if this like comes down to like to win the whole season series? I need them to lose a game, and I'm starting to root against them. But um, I think we beat the Pacers. Cody, what do you think?
Hang on. What are the Pacers in the standings?
Wes, what do you say?
We're going 3-0.
Okay, so
Yeah, we're going 3 now.
all right.
Dang
I
it,
think we lose to the
why?
Raptors.
No, I'm changing it. 2-1. We're losing to the Pacers.
Yeah, okay. That is what you said at the beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We're not
So,
winning
Does,
three. That's not gonna happen.
does anyone want to do a hot take and say we lose to the Magic at home?
hey, we're gonna do one of those things where we say if we lose to the Magic, we delete the channel. Hey, we've
said
we've legit said that a lot. Like if we lose this game, we delete the channel, and we've yet to lose. Like when we say that.
we've only done it like 3 times. So Pistons, we did that for, and we won. We smoked them. So
Quick question. I don't know. This might be too hard to find very quickly, but what's our record in Wednesday games before the pod? It's got to be so bad.
it's gotta be awful. Yeah.
I'll look right now. All right, I'll just talk as I'm reading it out.
Wait, what? You
Started
said the
with the Kings,
Warriors?
so 1
What's
and
the-
0.
Oh
1
my
and 1,
gosh, bro.
lost to the Heat. 1 and 2 lost to the Grizzlies. 2 and 2 beat the Hornets. 2 and 3 lost to the Cavs. 2 and 4 lost to the Lakers. 3 and 4 beat the Spurs. 3 and 5 lost to the Thunder. And 3 and 6 lost to the Timberwolves. That's tough.
Yeah,
Hey.
it was tough.
That's the same record as LeBron in the finals.
You only have 4 now?
No, we don't count the bubble. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But speaking of like this, we'll touch on this next podcast mostly, but maybe even the next one after. This is kind of far away, like a week and a half, 2 weeks away. Big homestand, 6 in a row at home. Philly, okay, a little hard, but then we got Lakers, San Antonio, Utah, Toronto, Atlanta. That is just all indicators to extend our record or improve our record during that time because we've been saying it this whole time. January is our month. Like this is our easiest schedule. We have the easiest schedule in the league this month.
Mhm.
So far, it's going I would say not good, but only 2 games in. So whatever.
Yeah. Again, this team could look wildly different come February, but at this point, I just want to like if we can get to the trade deadline 5 games above 500, something like that.
Wow.
What
Sadiq Bey game winner in the Bay.
at the Horn?
At the Horn, the Pistons beat the Warriors.
Let's go. We need that.
That's hype. I think we're gonna.
Hey, if we were a Pistons fan, if we were a Pistons podcast, the title for this one would be Bay wins it in the Bay.
Forever.
So
I
stupid.
think that's gonna wrap it up for this podcast. Wanted to keep it short because
Oh my God.
we obviously lost, but we'll come back on next Wednesday, hopefully to at least a 2-1 or 3-0 record. Be on the lookout for more videos over the next couple days. You might see a Jeremy Grant video or something like that. And then always just go follow the social medias to get our thoughts and opinions on everything on a daily basis. So we'll see you in the next podcast, guys. Peace.